What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So for today's project, we're gonna be working on engine mounts. So on Jenna's Jeep, it squeaked all the time, and I went and started changing out all the different bushings that I could find. Well, finally, I went to the transmission mount bushing, and this is what was left of it underneath. So I got rid of the squeak, but now my Jeep, or Jenna's Jeep, really vibrates when you hit the brake and you're sitting at a stoplight. There's a big vibration that goes on. So that leads me to probably changing out the engine mounts. So on the Jeeps, they're 3-pointed mounts. There's one on the transmission and one on each side. So I'm gonna show you where those are at. Then we're gonna get to it. It's not one thing, it's another. If you ever wanna read about this in the Haynes manual, the repair manual, for this version, it's 1987 to 2017, all Jeeps, page 2B-18, and it's really just this section. Okay, it doesn't really go much into detail at all. So it just says pull it out, then put the pieces back in there, make sure you don't drop the engine on yourself is basically what it tells you. So pretty interesting read. All right, so this is the passenger side, and this is the engine mount. Okay, so I have to remove this bolt that goes through. There's a bolt right here, and then a bolt on the bottom. I'll probably climb under the Jeep and show you the bolt on the bottom. Now the driver's side is a little bit more tricky because it is, let's see if I can get it to not zoom in on anything, but it is way back here. Let's see if I can get a good shot at it. There it is. You can kind of see it in the shadows a little bit. Yeah, right down there. So most of that work I'm probably gonna have to do from underneath the Jeep, and I'll try to get video of that. All right, guys, before you get started on pulling out engine mounts, you're gonna wanna brace the engine. So I'm gonna use a floor jack and a piece of wood to brace my engine at the oil pan. Now my oil pan, I put a skid plate underneath it, so when we're off-roading, I can protect it. So I don't really think I need the wood, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Now, if you wanna see how I put the skid plate on, like and subscribe, and then it's one of my videos from about a year ago. All right, let's get to it. All right, so you see that brown nut right here, my finger's kind of pointing at? That's the bottom of the engine mount. So there's a top bolt, a bottom nut, and then a support bolt that goes all the way through. This should be a 15 millimeter, so that's gonna be the first thing I take out, and then I'll move back up to the top. All right, so we got the bottom one off. It's right here, my little magnetic tray. Thanks a lot, John. These things are awesome. But now we're gonna move towards the top, and we're gonna pull out the cross bolt that goes through, and then the top bolt. The cross bolt should be 18 millimeter, and then this guy on the bottom and top will be 15s. All right, here we go. Able to get this bolt off. It took a little while because, you know, it is kind of far down there. I think it may have been a little bit easier if I did it underneath maybe, but I did it from up top, and then now I have one more bolt to pull out, and then we can switch that mount. All right, I got that last bolt out. It was a bit of a problem. I had to keep raising and lowering the motor because it was starting to bind. I put that in my little magnetic tray. Now it's just pulling out. There's nothing else that's holding this thing except for maybe if it's got twisted up with the motor, and it's not. So yeah, so check it out. Definitely was the motor mount. I got the new one here. Okay, and here's the old one. So yes, that gap is supposed to look more like that. You guys see the difference? Not good? Good. Now, we're just gonna put this one back in and go move over to the driver's side. Now, if you ever wonder why I do it in time lapse, is because I probably make some really colorful statements that the viewers don't want to hear. And then you probably don't want to see me wrenching on this thing all the time because it's so tight in there. I wasn't able to get a lot of my power tools down in there that I like to use, and had to do it all manually, so it took a little bit longer. Every mechanic runs into this problem. Your glove starts off brand new like this, and within 10 minutes into the job, wham lam, and then they just come off. All right, guys, so let's get back into it. All right, guys, one more project done on old Betsy Ross, Jenna's Jeep. Yeah, smash finger, make sure you don't wear your rings for safety. A few cuss words, but we got it done, we got it in there. The only hard part about this whole job was adjusting the motor height to get the motor mounts in there. I'd gone up a little too high and then I brought it way back down, so I was just trying to find that little fine area in the middle to get everything to line up. I did end up using like a little WD-40 just to lube up the mount because it's, you know, it's a little bit beefier than the shriveled up old ones that were in there. But hey, we got it done. All right, until next time, guys, hit the like, subscribe, or don't like, but hit something. And I promise there's gonna be some motorcycle jobs coming up in the near future. Once I get done with Jenna's Jeep,